Okay, so I'm back to do some more taping. Um, time. Time is the thing that I want to talk about now. Because, as you may know, we don't have forever. And this kind of leads me into another good book, which I haven't read yet, but I've basically have the gist of the book because of the sermon that I heard by the author, who is a pastor. His name is John Bevere, and the book is Driven by Eternity. So this book talks about how we're each going to give an account to God for our time here on earth. What we did with it, how it was used, what motives were behind it, or behind the things that we did. And it's such a sobering message. And it's a message that's really been coming to my heart really hard, is what are we doing with the time that God has given us? God knows I have been a waster of time. I've been a waster of resources, and time is I was thinking about it the other day. My background is in science, so my mind is always analyzing things, and I started thinking about time. What is time? And you can't go back in time. Time is marching forward, whether we're ready to go with it or not. And it's like you ask yourself, am I making the most of my time? When I stand before Him, when I'm gone from this life and I've entered into eternity, and I'm standing before Him, and I'm giving account for my life, have I done everything that God asked me to do? Or was I concerned and wrapped up in myself so much, in my external appearance? Was I worried about the latest fashions? Or was I worried about the latest hairstyle? And I'm not saying those things are wrong, but they have their place. And if we focus so much on, chasing after the things of this life, and we forsake the things that God has called us to do, then we're going to be without excuse. It's like the man who buried his talent. And when reckoning day came, the master said, well, what did you do with the talent that I gave you? And the man said, well, I buried it because, for whatever reason, whether it was fear or laziness or whatever the reason may have been, he didn't use what God gave him, and time was up. And one day, time is going to be up for each of us, and we want to hear God say, well done. And like Miles Monroe has said in I've heard him say this actually live. I was in a service where he was speaking, and he was saying, don't go to your grave full. Go to your grave empty. Don't go to your grave with books. He said, you know how many books are in the graveyard? How many ideas are in the graveyard? Because people died without unlocking the things, the visions, the dreams that God gave them. And your book might change so many people's lives. You don't know whose destiny is tied up into your life. So I admonish you to watch your time. It's all well and good to pursue certain things, but make God number one. And I'm speaking to myself, I'm preaching to myself here too, so I'm not like you. I'm preaching to myself here too, because God knows it's so easy to put other things ahead of Him, and one of those things for the longest time was me, and it's still me being wrapped up in me, my future. God, what's going to happen? Am I going to be married? Am I going to have children? Am I going to have this? Am I going to have that? And it's like you get so lost in yourself, and I'm like, can you just back up for a minute and get your eyes off of yourself? And didn't God say that seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you? So I'm like, Angela, that's my name. Take a chill pill. Relax. Take a chill pill and focus on God and what He wants you to do, And I think in the midst of it, if he wants you to have something, then I believe he'll put you in the path for that thing. He'll put you in the right place at the right time, or he'll allow the circumstances to come to pass whatever way he wills. But we don't rush God, and you don't want to go out and help him out and grab something because you're tired of waiting. So it's like, I just feel so led to say, let's just stop being so wrapped up in ourselves and worrying about ourselves and worrying about what tomorrow will bring, and just say, God, I'm here. I'm here. I'm empty. I'm open. Whatever you want to do in my life, have your way. I am your servant. I am your hands. I am your feet. Here is your voice piece, your mouthpiece. Say what you will. Take my feet where you will have me to go. Use my hands for what you would have me to do. I'm ready to serve you, Lord, with my all. Everything's not perfect in my life. I don't have everything that I would like to have at this point. As far as I'm concerned, my dreams don't seem like they're fulfilled. But as I pursue the thing that you called me to do, I'm going to see that my dreams are going to fall in line behind me as I'm living out the dream that you have put in my heart to do. And I'm making the most of my time. I'm redeeming the time that I have left, because I don't know how much time is left. Whether the Lord comes in the rapture, which is when he comes to take his church out of the earth, or whether he comes for us in death, I just want to hear him say, well done. I don't want to die full. I want to die empty, even if I don't get to accomplish all of what he put in me, I want to die at least trying to accomplish even half of what he's given me, because there's so much. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know that each of us is here for a reason. For goodness sake, people, our eyebrows serve a purpose. They're waterproof barriers to keep water from getting into our eyes. Our eyelashes serve a purpose. They're to deflect lint and other foreign materials from getting into our eyes. Everything in our bodies, everything around us has a purpose. So why would you not think that you don't have a purpose? You were made for a reason. And so I just admonish you today, make the most of the time. Write down everything that God has put in your heart to do, everything he's shown you, no matter how impossible it might seem, no matter if you have the resources or not, whether you think you can do it or not. Don't count yourself out. If God has counted you in, who are you to count yourself out? Okay, so I have finished preaching for tonight. I'm a preacher's daughter, so it has to come out sometime. So tonight was the night, and I'm still inspired. So I'm going to go out with Israel again. I'm sorry, that's how I am. When I get onto a song that I like, I just wear it out. So that was good. I feel like I delivered myself tonight. It still didn't quite come out the way I would have wanted it to, but maybe it came out the way that God would have, and hopefully it will inspire you. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll give you food for thought. Okay, brothers and sisters, I love you all. Good night, and until next time, bye-bye.